Hey guys, I'm Brenton. Welcome to the Daily Devo. Today, we're going to talk about the famous phrase, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. While the world uses it as a principle, they often forget that it's biblical. A biblical principle that, when viewed in context, actually has to do with our generosity. In 2 Corinthians 9, verse 6, the Apostle Paul addresses the church of Corinth regarding a significant financial gift that they were preparing to give to the believers in Jerusalem. In the previous chapter, Paul bragged about how the churches in Macedonia, a group of people that, despite being really poor and dealing with all kinds of troubles, were still extremely generous in their giving. He then goes on to acknowledge how the churches in Corinth were eager to give generously. In fact, Paul writes how it was Corinth's generosity that inspired the churches in Macedonia to give the way that they had been giving. But Paul didn't want them to feel pressured to give. He wanted all of the churches to give gifts willingly. And as a part of giving willingly, he points out two really important principles about giving. In verses 6 through 8, I want to see what Paul says. Let's start with verse 6. He says this. Remember this, a farmer who wants to plant only a few seeds will get a small crop, but the one who plants generously will get a generous crop. This statement is pretty self-explanatory. When you and I give, we should remember that it's important to generously give. You see, if we sow sparingly, we will reap sparingly. But if we sow generously, God will bless us generously. And to be clear, the blessing isn't always tied to money or material things. However, God lets us know that He will bless us in some capacity for our generosity. But it doesn't end there. He goes on to say this. He says, beginning at verse number 7, you must each decide in your heart how much to give. And don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure, for God loves a person who gives cheerfully. You know, for many of us, we think that giving is about the amount. In actuality, giving is more about the heart. When you and I give, we should remember to do it cheerfully. And to bring this home, remember this. Giving generously and giving cheerfully isn't limited to giving money. When you give your time, your attention, or your effort to someone or an organization, you should do that cheerfully. And when applicable, generously. So as you go throughout your day-to-day, I have no doubt that you'll be given an opportunity to give. Just remember, whatever you decide to give, you'll reap what you sow.